Hello everyone, welcome to What If Issei trained in time capsule and becomes the heir of Son Goku Part 4. Before we start, please go support ULTIMATE-REBORN for writing that awesome fanfic. Now let's begin. This is the translated version I made. There will be some wrong he or she calling here because it's translated, so let me clear this. Issei is a male in this story. Chapter 11, The Great Battle, Predecessor versus Predecessor. The most anticipated moment has arrived. Well, not so much. Let's start. Farrier and Dragon couldn't believe their eyes. The Saiyan who completely improved Issei's life was before his eyes, however he decided to focus on the situation. Issei. Are they Goku? That is not possible. Squeezing his fists, it is assumed that he died in the great battle against the evil dragons. His eyes wanted to deny it, but his new pure heart said otherwise when he saw the person he admired the most in front of him. Goku? Wow, it's true, he looks a lot like me. He feels a little strange. Issei. Are they? Goku? He said, trying to talk to the true Saiyan. Goku? Huh. Yes, that's me. Hi, I'm Goku, but just call me Goku, he said with a sunbrand smile. Issei. That's not possible. He recognized the unique features of the Saiyan, but he still couldn't believe it. Goku? Huh. This one didn't understand anything. Issei looked analytically at the Saiyan, realizing some differences that this Goku had with the Goku he knew through memories. Greg. Partner. Can you notice it? Issei. He is not the Goku that I know. There are different features to him. One of those differences is his clothing. I have never seen Goku with those combat clothes in the memories. In this he sees that the Saiyan was levitating to stand in front of him. Goku. Listen, I know who you are and what happened to you, also the fact that you took over my body and my power through the Nanado. Nanotechny. Nanotechnics, how was it said? Vegeta. Nanotechnologist. Stupid. Goku. Oh yes, that's right. Issei. Vegeta, the prince of the Saiyans, he said, looking at the prince without a kingdom. XDA. Who are those other two individuals? He was looking at a kind of humanoid cat with clothing resembling Egyptian culture, and next to him at a taller subject with similar but more formal clothing, and he was carrying a staff in his hand. Greg. Partner, do you want some advice? Don't go near those two guys for any reason. I don't know why, but I have a feeling that we shouldn't challenge those guys. Issei. I know, friend, for now I will only focus on Goku, he said it looking at the Saiyan raised on Earth. By the way, why are you here? You supposedly died in the fight against the evil dragons. Goku? What? Evil dragons? Who are they? He did not understand the words in his copy. Issei. I knew it, you are not the Goku that I know, he said it pointing at the Saiyan, but with a smile. Goku? Huh? What do you mean by that? Issei. It doesn't matter, removing his wide aura. The important thing here is that in a way I will be able to fulfill my dream since I met you and learned your story. Son alternate Goku. Face me, he said, changing his look to a serious one. Goku? I was waiting for that. I also know that you are very strong. I also want the same. Face me, he said with the same look as his heir. Vegeta. TCH, in the end Kakarot will face the brat, he said it while crossing his arms to watch the battle. Iris. It will finally start. This will be very interesting, he said it with great interest in what was going to start. Whis. That's right, a battle between two Gokus. Jojoho, something tells me that this will be a battle hotter than the sun itself. But before starting, some magic circles appear from which the Saiyan's girlfriends came out and looked at his boyfriend in the air. Rias. Issei, why did you leave like that? She seemed a little angry. We are very worried. She fell when she saw something that left her speechless, like the other girls, because in front of her Saiyan there was a guy exactly like him, only this one had orange clothing. At that point common sense begins to arrive in them. Bekeno. Wait, that guy. Impossible. Perhaps he is. He is. Whis. That's right, the one in front of the boy in red is Son Goku-san, he said looking at the girls. Everyone just then noticed two guys with strange clothes standing next to the girls. Rias. Excuse me. Who are you? She asked politely. The reason? She and her friend simply noticed a disturbance that was too enormous coming from the subjects, so her instincts demanded that she not speak with her usual authoritative tone, because otherwise she would pay dearly, and that was the same thought that went through the heads of the other girls, who had a cold sweat running down their heads. Weiss. Oh, forgive my manners, my pleasure. I am Whis, and the one at my side is my lord, the god of destruction. Beerus said this cordially, introducing his deity. Girls. God of destruction. All of them were stunned. Rias. But, oh god. And how did we never hear from you? Iris. Very easy, girl, we are not from this world, we are from another dimension. In simple terms, we come from Goku's dimension, he said looking at the girls. They were all greatly astonished to hear such a revelation. Rias. It's a pleasure to cook them, she said. She is bowing her head as a sign of respect, just as her friends imitated her action. They were all aware of something. If Son Goku was capable of destroying entire galaxies even if he was immortal, then a god of his dimension was something that was definitely on another level, for which they knew that they had to show absolute respect or else they would regret it. Iris. Hey girls, he said looking seriously at the girls, who were scared by the tone of the destroyer god. Bekeno. Ara, what's wrong, Mr. Beerus? She said this with her usual smile, but inside she was screaming with fear. Beerus. Is the food of this world good? Girls? Huh? Beerus. What if the food of this world is good? I don't like repeating things. He said this with a serious look, which scared the girls. Erica. Of course Mr. Beerus, if you want after this we can offer something for you. What do you think? He said, he is answering quickly out of fear. Beerus. Okay, after this fight, I will gladly try the dishes of this world, but that is if the food of this world turns out to be not good, I will destroy it. This world completely and every trace of life inhabiting it, understood? He said with a very serious look. They were all screaming with fear inside them due to the gaze of the destroyer god, in addition to the fact that he brought out his purple aura, which for the girls felt their body was very heavy as well as the environment, but they were able to control themselves, to which they only nodded in terror. Total, now returning to the fight, Issei, who was still in the air, hears a voice, so he turns to look at the ground. Issei. It's the girls, he said, impressed. Goku. Hey, who are they? Your friends. He said it looking at the girls who appeared out of nowhere. Issei. Actually they are my girlfriends. He said it with a smile and with a hand behind his neck. Goku? What? Your girlfriends? All of them? Oh really? He could not believe the words that came from his ear. Vegeta. What? Are all those girls his girlfriends? Impossible, that's polygamy. This one had a face the same as his friend rival, since he managed to hear what the Saiyan in red said. Issei. Hey, why those faces? Is that weird that he has more than one girl as a girlfriend? I asked this one innocently. Note. Better shut up, let's continue. Goku. Okay, that really left me amazed. He laughed nervously, but anyway, shall we return to our matter? He said with a defiant smile and in a fighting pose. Issei. Of course, that's why I came to this place, he said with a similar smile, while getting into a fighting pose, but the pose he was doing was that of a turtle. Meanwhile, the girls continued talking about another topic with the deities of the dragon world, while they also introduced Vegeta, who only looked at them seriously for a few seconds, and then looked back at the warriors, giving the girls one sense they knew well of his pride as Prince of the Saiyans, and that a blonde takes the floor. Erica. Oh, so that's why they came, she said. She is impressed as are her friends. Whis. That's right, we felt the Kai of a Saiyan in this dimension, and we decided to investigate, since it was illogical for a Saiyan in this world, since Saiyans do not exist in this dimension, but after investigating what happened more deeply our doubts were clear. He said this with a smile. Beerus. We also know that none of you are human, but that you are supernatural beings from different races in this world, he said, looking at the girls who laughed nervously at the revelation. Ignia. Gosh, knowing that there are thousands of worlds different from ours is something too difficult to process. What will those other worlds be like? This she sensed in her thoughts, trying to find an answer, but she couldn't achieve anything. Vegeta. Damn, why don't Kakarot and that brat start fighting? It's been a long time since they just stared at each other. He was a little angry at the waste of both of their time. Bekeno. How? She managed to hear the words of the high-class Saiyan, directing her gaze towards hers, her lover, like the other females. Are they planning to fight? Whis. That's right, Goku-san plans to test the strength of that boy who has his body. He wants to know how much power the young man has managed to extract. The young man. Rias. His name is Hyoudou Issei. She said this politely. Whis. Understood, Goku-san plans to test how much power young Issei has managed to obtain, now that he has the body of a Saiyan, more precisely Goku-san's body, he said with a slight chuckle. Oh, that reminds me. He raises his great staff, managing to create a gigantic sphere of energy that surrounds a large part of the area with him inside. Whis. As long as we are inside this force field that I have created, our power will not be felt on the outside at all. The least we want is to attract the attention of the supernatural beings of this world. I explained this wisely, while the girls nodded. According to his words. Beerus. It looks like it's about to start, he said seriously. As everyone looked at the warriors who had brought out a wide aura that surrounded them, a fierce battle was about to begin, well, with Goku and Issei. Issei. A force field. Seeing the sphere that surrounded a large part of the area, I understand, you don't want to draw attention to the battle we are going to have, eh? It seems perfect to me. To tell the truth, I don't want to draw much attention to the gods of my world either, at least not for now, he said wisely. Goku. Apparently you know a lot about Kaiyan techniques. That makes me happy. Are you ready? Issei. Of course, I'm prepared. At that a great silence fills the place, both just staring at each other while maintaining their poses. Pam. It was the powerful clash of fists that was heard throughout the place, and that simple blow caused all the clouds to completely dissolve, showing blue sky. Goku. You're not doing it wrong, he said it smiling while he kept his fist bumping with that of his heir. Issei. This is just the beginning of something very big that is about to begin. Issei in a quick act kicks the Saiyan who manages to block the jousts, thus both disappear from the place, leaving the girls confused. Rias. Where did they go? Excuse me, you know. This she noticed how the deities and the prince of the Saiyans began to move their eyes from one side to the other again and again quickly. Rias. Something tells me that Issei and Son Goku are fighting at a high speed that we can't see, it's a little humiliating on my part. The Angel of Universe 7 heard the Reteed's words and just giggled. Whis. Hey ho ho, that's right ladies, they are fighting at a great speed that your eyes cannot follow, but don't worry, I'm going to make you watch the fight too. Having said this, the angel lowered his staff to the ground, making a projection sphere appear, which began to show the image of Goku and Issei fighting at great speed. Rias. Incredible, she said. She was impressed, managing to see her Issei through the sphere. Bekeno. Ara, now we can see them. She is watching her lover fight through the sphere. Erica. It's incredible, the speed at which they move is disproportionately great, not even Hyoudou-kun could match that speed, even if he trained her entire life. This she was also observing her lover through the energy sphere. Ignia. Come on honey, you can win, she said. She is excited seeing her Saiyan through the sphere. While in the fight, Goku punches Issei in the face, which pushes him away a few meters, but Issei in a quick act reappears in front of the original Saiyan, kneeing him in the abdomen, taking a little air out of Goku. But it doesn't end there, since Issei joins his hands in the form of a mass and gives a strong blow to Goku's back that sends him straight to the ground. But Goku manages to land on one knee, but he had a slightly agitated face and at the same time excited. Then they both disappear, beginning to hear loud sounds in different places. Goku and Issei appeared from one place to another, while giving each other strong, very synchronized blows, so they disappeared again, reappearing in another place repeating the same action. But that was not everything, because Issei made combat movements that Goku did not know, giving him a little trouble to counterattack. In a surprise act, Goku increases his speed, disappearing from the Security's sight. Issei then feels Goku's Kai below him. Like this, the Security, he lowers his gaze to just put on a nervous look. Issei. Oh no, he said, quickly putting his hands in the shape of an X. Goku. Oh yes, hey I. Goku launches a powerful Kamehameha squarely at Issei, who completely receives the attack, being completely covered by the blue energy that continued to rise to the sky until colliding with Whis' barrier, which created a strong explosion that shook strongly, which for a few seconds, but the barrier did not suffer any damage and only a lot of smoke could be seen everywhere. Rias. Issei scream is very worried about her loved one, seeing how he was trapped in the explosion. Whis. Calm down, young lady, young Issei is fine, his Kai has weakened a little, but nothing to worry about, he said calmly without taking his eyes off the fight. And it was true, when the smoke cleared, Issei was seen protected by his arms, but he had a few bruises on his body, as well as some scrapes, as well as a small trickle of blood coming out of his mouth, but he brushed it off clean with a finger. The girls sighed, very relieved to see their beloved intact, but they were still a little nervous about the fight that in their eyes was on another level. Issei. He laughing, not bad. But Issei quickly flies at a great speed that Goku cannot see, and he only feels a strong pain in his abdomen. He looks down, seeing a knee embedded in his stomach. That's right, Issei need the Saiyan raised on earth to then do a somersault, giving him a strong kick in the back that sends him squarely to the ground, at which Goku stands up and rises again into the air while looking at his heir with some intrigue. Goku? What's happening? He said, looking at Issei while fighting with him. I can feel that he is stronger than me in the base state, plus while we fight, he has made movements that I don't know about. I don't understand it. Issei, who was able to hear the Saiyan's words, spoke to him. Issei. Hey Son Goku. This one had a smile. Goku? Yes. What's happening? Issei. I want to know something. What year are you from? Goku was confused by those words, while Beerus, Whis and Vegeta only paid close attention with interest to the Security's words. Goku, still confused, decided to respond. Goku? Well, I come from the year 778. Why? The only thing he heard in response was some light giggles coming from the Security, who had his gaze darkened but continued laughing softly, until from one moment to the next, he let out loud laughter in Goku Black style, causing confusion in his girls, in Vegeta, and the deities of the dragon world. Issei. What a shame, Goku-san, do you know why? He said with a sideways smile. Because this body that I have comes from the year 790, which means that this body of yours comes from a future much further ahead than yours. Goku? What? He said, extremely shocked. Vegeta? What? What did he say? This was in the same state as his friend and rival. Beerus and Whis were also a little shocked by the revelation. The girls were not so much, since they knew that from seeing Goku's memories. Issei. And you know what's the best of all? Goku? Is there still more? Issei. Yes, and the best of all is that at that time you are already an official martial arts master, he said, dropping the bomb. Goku? What? Me a teacher? Vegeta? What? That cannot be it, stupid. That brat has the body of a future Kakarot from 12 years later. He did not believe what he had heard. Whis. I see, that explains everything, he said it while staring at the Security. Erica? Excuse me, but what do you mean, Mr. Whis? I asked this angel. Whis. I mean that explains why. Young Hyoudu's base power is much greater than Goku-san's, he said calmly without removing the side of warriors. The girls were extremely surprised, even Vegeta was shocked. Did Issei really surpass Goku's base power? Well, that's what they were about to discover, returning to the identical Saiyans. Issei. And that's why Goku bringing out his wide aura while little by little surpassing Goku's power. Don't be surprised if my power surpasses yours, but more than anything, don't be surprised if you see techniques that you don't know yet, he said in a fighting pose with a wild smile. Goku? Oh no, he said, now a little nervous about feeling the power of his heir surpass his own. Very late, since in a quick movement Issei appears in front of the Saiyan and gives him a powerful hook across the face with such force that it resonated throughout the place. Goku? Wow, it was the sound of this one that spit out some blood. Issei would begin to give him a series of blows everywhere at such a fast speed that Goku could only protect himself by barely joining his hands in the shape of an Issei. How did that taste to you? I scream, excited by the fight. Goku? Damn, he said, this one a little weakly due to the blows received, but as soon as he takes his face out of the Goku barely manages to react seeing the attack that was heading towards him and he had no other option. Goku? Damn, I have no choice. Goku finally chooses to transform into Super Saiyan and then with a kick, he deflects the sphere of power towards the sky which exploded, creating a large explosion the size of a nuclear missile explosion, which left the people blank and very pale with fright. Girls because of the power that their boyfriend used, while the others saw the explosion as if it were nothing. The Issei. The Super Saiyan. So fast. Reg. Partner, apparently your base power exceeds that of that Goku. That explains why he chose to use the transformation, the dragon explained to his carrier, who only nodded in agreement. Issei. It seems that way. I think that's enough. Hey Goku. Goku SSJ. Huh? What's happening? He said, this one still transformed. Issei. I think this was enough, don't you think? He said with a big smile. Goku just smiled as he returned to his base state. Goku? Yes, I agree, this was enough to finish the warm-up, he said it while shaking his neck. The girls who heard that were extremely surprised. Akeno. Warming up? Erika? Everything we saw so far was just a warm-up. Cold sweat was running down her forehead. Iris? Yes, you are surprised by that. Well, look at the following girls. Now those two will finally fight seriously, he said looking at the women. Vegeta. Right now you will see what the difference is between our dimensions, he said finally addressing the females. They paid attention to that and continued watching the fight on the screen, while with the warriors, they looked at each other intently, but with defiant smiles. Goku? Hey, let's not play any more games, what do you think if we fight with all our power to the maximum? He suggested this with a big smile. Issei. It seems perfect to me. Well, please start your first Goku, he said giving the fabulous entrance to his predecessor. Goku? Are you sure? He was smiling sideways. I tell you in advance that I have obtained a new power, and if I use it in this fight I would beat you easily. What does it matter? Well, then you asked for it. Issei just stared at Goku, who closed his eyes while he took his wide aura outside, and you can see how the wind began to go in different directions, and Issei realizes something. Issei. What's happening? This one was confused. I'm stopping feeling Goku's Kai. Goku? Hey, it was the powerful scream that the Saiyan gave. In that, the security sees how Goku was surrounded by a strange blue shell, and then he began to break, but the pieces rose upwards, thus showing Goku in his new form. Issei Dreg. But what the hell? Both said totally exalted by the change of the original Saiyan. Goku? What do you think? He said with a proud smile. Issei. What is this? I don't feel his power at all, but I do feel an immense pressure that forces my body to kneel before him, but why? And why is his hair the same as SSJ's but blue? That form. I must take care of myself completely in that way. This one had a totally serious look, but at the same time it is very exciting. This one was smiling sideways. Hey Goku, what power is that? Is he the Super Saiyan? Goku? You could say that, yes, in a way. It is somewhat complicated to explain, but I will put it like this. I am a Super Saiyan who ascended to the God phase, but who is still a Super Saiyan. I am a Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, but don't be confused, I am not a god, I am just a Saiyan who achieved the power of the gods, he said with a proud smile. Issei Dreg. God phase. That's absurd. These did not believe what came out of the mouth of the Saiyan raised on earth. The girls who saw Goku's new form were amazed since they had never seen that power in their memories. Akeno. Hey Rias, we have never seen that shape in the memories, what does this mean? She looked seriously at her friend. Rias? I don't know Akeno, I'm impressed too, we've never seen that shape in the memories, she said with the same look as her friends. Returning to Issei, he only had his darkened gaze. Goku SSJB. What's wrong with you? Are you thinking of giving up? If so, then I don't accept it, I want you to show me your maximum power, he said with a serious look and hands on his waist. Issei. Me? Give up? Do not be ridiculous, facing a god right now is the most exciting thing that has happened to me in my life, he said with a smile full of emotion. Goku SSJB. Hey, I already told you that I'm not a Issei. Power, he whispers with his eyes lowered and shadowed. Goku SSJB. What? Issei. I need more power, I shout this to the four winds. Issei then begins to expel his power to the maximum, creating an immense energy disturbance that covered a large part of the place, in addition to strong tremors in the area. Goku SSJB. Hey, what are you doing? He shouted, covering his eyes because of the immense light that did not allow him to see anything. Vegeta. Damn it, covering his eyes, doesn't that brat know how to concentrate his energy? Or does he like to show off like Kakarot? This one was a little angry for not being able to see anything. Iris and Whis didn't have that kind of problem, while the girls covered their beautiful eyes from the immense light. Rias. Issei, we already know that you are very strong, but don't start showing off, he said, this one with his eyes still covered like the others. After a few seconds everything had calmed down, and a powerful golden aura covered in very threatening rays could be seen. Issei had already completed his transformation process. Issei SSJ4. Very good, I'm ready, he said it with a voice so deep and thick worthy of every dominating male. Goku SSJB. That's amazing, he was totally amazed by the abysmal change that his heir had. Vegeta. But what? What the hell did he do? This one had the same emotions as his friend rival, but the others? Whis. But what a thing, he was very impressed by Issei's radical change. Iris. I admit it, that's a transformation, he smiled sideways. Rias. Issei will fight with everything, huh? She smiled seeing her beloved in his most powerful form. Bekeno. Ara, Super Saiyan 4, this will end soon, Fufufu, she giggled lightly. Valerica and the Dragon Queen smiled in agreement with the girl's comments, returning to Goku and Issei. Issei SSJ4. Gentlemen, now I have maximum power in my hands, cracking his fingers, I present to you, Super Saiyan 4, he said it, while his yellow eyes shone more intensely, and I warn you Goku, this time I am much stronger. Goku SSJB. I know, and that excites me quite a bit, now that I see this great change in you, you don't know how much I want to continue with the fight. This one had a big defiant smile. Issei SSJ4. I was hoping you would say that, cracking his neck, without a doubt this will be a great fight. This one gets into a fighting pose like Goku, but both had a big defiant smile, while each one's aura increased in size without stopping. Without a doubt a battle was about to begin outside all known limits. Chapter 12 360 Turn, Issei in serious trouble. Time to start this. The earth raised Saiyan and his heir stared at each other, while keeping their most powerful forms active. The fight was going to resume. Issei SSJ4. Very well, if you allow me, I'll start. Issei left at great speed towards Goku, who remained still and calm. Finally Issei landed a strong blow towards Goku, but his surprise was great. Goku SSJB. What happened? He said it seriously and keeping Issei's fist tightly held. Is this the best you can give? Issei SSJ4. But what? I didn't finish speaking since he received a strong blow to the face from his predecessor, who sent him shooting backwards, but the security managed to compose himself. But what was it that passed? He said it while wiping the blood that came out of his mouth in one fell swoop. He made me bleed. He made me bleed with a single blow, even though I maintained the maximum power of a Saiyan. He couldn't believe what happened a few seconds ago. Goku SSJB. Come on, this is just beginning, he said it in a fighting pose. Issei SSJ4. I know that, he said with cold sweat running down his forehead. Just then he sees how the blue Saiyan begins to launch a bunch of Kai blasts, making it difficult for his heir to pass. Issei SSJ4. Yes, he is conceited, he gives himself the luxury of wasting power. He managed to dodge the energy blasts with effort. Goku SSJB. Don't get distracted. Without realizing it, he already had Goku in front of him, who gave him a strong elbow in the abdomen, followed by a kick in the face that sent him crashing into a rock. Issei SSJ4. Damn, he said in pain, what a way to fight. Goku SSJB. Here he was going to give her a flying kick, but his heir manages to react in time by dodging the attack. Issei SSJ4. Now you'll see, this one was going to throw a Kamehameha at him. Take this. Goku SSJB. Here I am. He appears behind him making a sledgehammer blow, knocking Issei to the ground, who created a small crater from the impact. Issei SSJ4. Damn, he did the T-teleportation, he spoke brokenly. He rises again, but with total impact. He already had Goku in front of him. The only thing Issei could do in a quick act was put his hands in X, so he defended himself from the attacks that his successor began to give him without stop. But after a long time, Issei can't stand it anymore. His arms were already weak from so many blows, so he lets them fall, starting to receive a great series of blows in all parts of his body. For Lugo, Goku ends up hitting him in the ribs that made Issei groan in pain. Then he receives a blow to the abdomen, to end with a blow in the form of more, or that sends him back to the ground, crashing violently. Now if Issei is, they notice the bumps and scrapes on the body. Note. If they are going to say, no shit, with so few blows you already left Issei this injured. How exaggerated, ultimate, I tell them that it is not an exaggeration. At this moment Issei is taking Goku's place when he met Beerus. For the first time on the planet of Kaiosama, since it is a normal transformation against a divine transformation, the great barrier of power difference between the two is obvious. I hope I have been clear and concise. Without further ado, let's continue. Rias. Issei this she was very worried and with her hands on her chest because of the fight situation that suddenly had an unexpected change. Please Issei, please get up. Bekeno. No. This can't be, but if Issei-kun's power is very great and he is in his strongest form, how can he be that way? She is afraid of the current state of her loved one. The other girls had the same feeling of worry. Meanwhile Issei was seen on the ground. He had some minor injuries, but he managed to see the faces of his loved ones. Issei SSJ4. Rias, she is worried like the others. I can see them. I don't want to see them like this. She makes an effort to get up. Greg. Partner, are you okay? This one was worried about his carrier. Issei SSJ4. Drag friend, he said with a slight tired smile. It's illogical may the powerful Super Saiyan 4 be going through this situation. This one was totally shocked by what was happening. I'm not even able to land a single hit on him, and with so few hits, he already left me like this. Issei for the first time began to feel the taste of HUMILIATION and Goku SSJB. Take Heiai. Issei SSJ4. What? Looking up, oh no. He sees how a powerful Kamehameha was heading towards him, and the security in a quick act puts his fingers on his forehead, managing to escape the attack thanks to teleportation, appearing in front of the SSJ blue. Issei was breathing very heavily. Goku SSB. Tell me something very serious, is that all you can fight? Issei SSJ4. What? Squeezing his fists, damn curse damn this scream with force expelling the golden aura from him accompanied by powerful rays. I must do something or this guy is going to defeat me. Issei disappears from the side of the original Saiyan, appearing very close to him, preparing a direct hit, but it was useless. Goku SSJB. It's no use, I can see all your movements, he said it, stopping his heir's blow with ease. Issei SSJ4. I'm not done yet. Issei then begins to create multiple illusions of himself completely surrounding Goku. Goku SSJB. It's the Sansakin, he said, looking a little amazed at the illusions that his heir created. Goku began to shoot energy blasts at all the illusions, and oh surprise, none of them were the original Issei. Goku SSJB. I don't feel his Kai. He also has the ability to disappear it, he said with his eyes closed for better concentration, but it was useless. Where did he go? At that, the Saiyan turns around seeing a pillar of rock descend from the ground, something that impressed the Saiyan raised on earth, and he saw how that pillar of rock exploded without warning. Issei SSJ4. Were you looking for me? So here I am, I scream at the top of my lungs. Goku SSJB. What? But how could he? He was impressed by the way his heir came out. Issei SSJ4. Now Goku here receives the power of my Kamehameha increased to 10 times. Goku SSJB. What? Listen well. A Kamehameha increased to 10 times. That's impossible. He was shocked by what he heard, but then he started to laugh lightly. Let's see what you can do. I won't stay without doing anything. Both had their hands together behind their waists preparing their best attack. With the deities. Beerus. That boy has abilities that Goku does not have. He has left me a little impressed, he said, giving his opinion. Whis. Remember what young Issei said, Mr. Beerus, that body belongs to a Goku-san from many years later. It is natural that he knows some techniques that Goku has not created yet, he said with a smile without taking his eyes off the fight. Vegeta. The Brad is putting a lot of his powers into that Kamehameha. It seems like he hopes to surpass Kakarot's power, with that Kamehameha increased to 10 times. But the reality is different. The girls now had their hands on their chests while they were shaking. They were very worried. Goku had almost no scratches, only his clothes with some dust on them. But their beloved Issei was so injured that he could barely defend himself from the attacks of Super Saiyan Blue, well with the warriors. Issei SSJ4. Give me your strength, Pegasus. Issei from the skies had launched his powerful Kamehameha, the 10th-10. Goku SSJB. Kamehameha. Goku from the ground had fired his powerful Kamehameha to counterattack. The powerful clash of powers had begun. Both Saiyans, heir and predecessor, were giving their all in his best attack, the blow that would declare the winner to whoever manages to win in the clash of energies. Issei SSJ4. I'm not going to give up. Goku SSJB. He is already at his limit. I can feel how his energy is beginning to decrease. He is giving everything in this blow. This is what Goku inquires into his thoughts, while he continued countering the attack. Meanwhile, with the others. Whis. Apparently the prelude to this battle is yet to come, he said looking closely at Issei. Rias. What? What do you mean by that, Mr. Whis? I asked this in a worried tone. Beerus. That boy's Kai is beginning to descend. He is giving the last of his energy in that clash, he said seriously without taking his eyes off the fight. Bekeno. No. It can't be she this she had her hands on her chest she was very worried. Vegeta. Look closely, that brat won't be able to last any longer with that transformation, this one had a serious face. Erica. I have a bad feeling. But the warriors. Issei SSJ4. What? What's going on? My Kamehameha the 10th-10 is being returned he didn't believe what he saw. Goku SSJB. Apparently you noticed it understand it, this is the big difference between us hey he said, increasing his power more. Issei's Kamehameha was being returned. Issei SSJ4. What? No I cannot lose he tried hard to maintain the attack, but everything was useless. Goku SSJB. I have won it was the last thing he said hi. Issei's Kamehameha the 10th-10 had completely disappeared, leaving him in front of Goku's Kamehameha that was heading towards him. Issei SSJ4. No. Damn. A powerful explosion covered much of the place creating a great glow. Girls. Issei they all screamed desperately and with tears in their eyes, believing that his loved one had died. Whis. Come on, ladies, young Issei is still alive, his Kai is still detectable he said in a serene manner. The girls were a little relieved, but their tears were still coming out of their eyes, they would not be completely calm until they saw their loved one in front of their eyes. The big explosion, it ended where a lethally injured Issei was seen on the ground with a lot of blood on his body, but he still maintained his SSJ4 form, the girls were happy that their loved one was still alive. Issei SSJ4. From damn haha I'm ashamed he felt the worst due to the great humiliation he was experiencing. Boost. It was the sound the level 4 Saiyan heard looking faintly to the left of him. Issei SSJ4. Haha. Hello Drake. I feel a little of my energy restored. Thank you friend. He smiled weakly at the gauntlet. Drake. Partner, for an ordinary person, these increases are enormous and would have made him recover completely, but in your case these increases to recover your energy are only very few, and the fact that you are in your fourth form does not help much that it is say, I'm sorry, but it's all I can do he had a sad tone of voice, for the first time, the Welsh dragon felt useless. Issei SSJ4. Don't say that old man trying to get up but falls again at this moment any help is necessary. I may have Son Goku's body, but in some ways I won't be like him. They always refuse to accept help from others just to maintain their Saiyan pride, and that pride sometimes got both Goku and Vegeta into a lot of trouble. I'm not going to sacrifice my loved ones just for a stupid matter of warrior pride, he said what he felt, surprising the dragon greatly. Drake. Partner. Issei SSJ4. And that's why Drake with a soft and friendly tone of voice you shouldn't feel useless, you will always be my left hand right, partner. This one even in his SSJ4 form, had a sun-style smile looking at the gauntlet. Drake. You're right partner we must not give up the dragon had regained his spirits. Goku SSJB. It's over putting his hands together again Kamehameha. Issei SSJ4. Oh no he tried to get up, but the pain in his body was unbearable, and he didn't respond damn his body reacts. Goku SSJB. Hi the energy sphere began to manifest and become larger. Issei SSJ4. No. I'm not going to lose squeezing his fists I'm not going to lose. Girls. Issei, move they all screamed horrified and with tears in their eyes when they saw that their loved one did not move. Goku SSJB. It's over hey he without further ado, fired the attack towards his heir. Issei, ignoring the infernal pain he felt in his body, exclaims. Issei SSJ4. I am not going to lose. An infernal explosion shook the entire place accompanied by a great glow. Goku SSJB. It's over he said watching the explosion I think I missed it a little. This one was going to go down, but. Goku SSJB. What? Hey what are you doing? Let go he said struggling. Issei SSJ4. I don't want to he said putting pressure on the grip. Issei had appeared behind Goku while imprisoning his arms and legs, to his total surprise. Issei SSJ4. Haha, you're an idiot you concentrated so much on your attack that the noise was so much that you couldn't capture the movements of my teleportation I have you trapped, you will no longer be able to move or attack, he smiled wildly while he continued to grab Goku. But the others, the girls were very happy that their beloved was able to escape in time, while they were still worried about Issei's condition. Iris. Rather, that boy is the idiot, can we tell what he plans to do by grabbing Goku like that? He was smiling at the Security's idiocy, but. What? That is not possible this one was in shock. Issei SSJ4. Well, let me tell you, Lord God Destroyer, that it is possible he said smiling since he heard what the god said. Vegeta. Understanding the matter what? Hey, did you go crazy or what? Are you going to explode? He did not believe the intention of the friend rival's copy of him. Girls. Issei what? They all screamed in absolute shock. Whis. Wow it was the only thing he said. Issei SSJ4. Explode. Yes we could call it that, but this is the only thing I could think of to win this fight I scream at the top of my lungs, very sure of his words. Everyone was shocked by the young red dragon's words. Goku SSJB. Hey, don't exaggerate moving from one side with force, let me go, don't think about doing something crazy, let go. He moved wildly from side to side to get rid of Issei, but it was useless. The young security had a good grip on him. Issei SSJ4. Resisting the staggers, I don't want to do this either, but I told you that's the only thing that occurred to me. Goku SSJB. Don't do it. Issei SSJ4. Here we go, Super Saiyan 4 at maximum power. Girls. Issei. Vegeta. Kakarot. Beerus. Whis, a little force field to protect those girls quick. Whis. Yes, he said, raising the cane, creating a small protective field that covered the girls. An infernal explosion shook the place completely, and all the huge rocks turned into dust. The explosion was so bright that it illuminated much of the place even outside the force field of the battle. When everything had calmed down, among all the immense dust, you could see a silhouette. Issei. Panting, I managed. All my energies are at zero, but I made it. Issei, already without energy, was in his base state. Rias. I did it, this one was happy. Bekeno. Issei-kun could win, I can win. This one was the same as her friend. Erica. In the end everything turned out well for my beloved. Ignia. My love is very strong, she said as smiling with her hands on her waist. Bekeno fixes her gaze on the gods and Vegeta, who kept a serious face and looking towards a specific place. This began to worry the priestess of lightning. Bekeno. No. Impossible. She was starting to understand the situation. While with Issei, he saw a small crater where a small blue light began to rise little by little. The security only laughed ironically. Issei. I expected it. He slowly turned his gaze backwards. Goku SSJB. Hey, I admit that attack was dangerous. If I had been in my lower form of God, it would have affected me. This one had a serious face. Issei. Dreg. Why yes, partner. This one had a tone of voice full of fear. Issei. I'm in trouble. The girls were extremely shocked. Even after that infernal explosion the Saiyan raised on Earth continued as if nothing had happened. They all really began to get scared since Issei was totally exhausted and in his base form, Issei began to see blurry. I was about to lose consciousness. Issei. No, turning his head from side to side. I can't close his fists tightly. I can't lose. This one, even without strength, ran towards Goku to hit him, but it was inevitable. Saiyan stopped his blow with one hand, while the other directed it towards Issei's chest. More precise in the heart, and Goku only said one thing. Goku SSJB. It's over. It was the powerful blow that Goku hit Issei's heart, making him spit out blood and fall to the ground unconscious. Apparently it was already over. The last thing the security heard before sleeping were the sad cries of his loved ones. Inside Issei's head, he was alone in a kind of mountainous field. Issei. What's going on? This doesn't look like the inside of the boosted gear. Drag, you listen to me, get me out of here. He shouted at his partner but received no response. Issei, remembering the last of the battle, he falls helplessly looking at the ground with shame. Issei. No. It can't be. I need to do something. I must think of something. I can't lose like this damn thing. Curse. Embarrassed beyond measure, he hit the ground again and again, creating small craters as he fell into despair until. You need to relax. If you don't calm down you will enter maximum desperation and you won't be able to think clearly. A soft and familiar voice was heard behind the red Saiyan, desperation, causing him to turn around. You should know, after all. You are my heir. Issei. Huh. Looking back. Goku. Hello, he said with a big smile. Chapter 13 Saiyan Legacy, The Last Senkai. Hello my faithful, I'm still alive. It takes something more powerful than that shitty COVID to annihilate me. Haha, without further waste of time, what you have been waiting for so long, enjoy it. In Issei's subconscious, the security had no words to describe what he was seeing. Goku. Hello, he said with his unique smile. In front of him, the person he had begun to admire so much because of his history and his power was before his eyes, and he could not describe the shock he had at this moment. He just remained static. Goku. So you are the boy who managed to assimilate my power. Judging by your appearance I can see that you are a good person. Issei. So Son Goku. Is it you? I want, wait, my appearance. Issei sees a lake close to both of them, and he reflexively approaches the water, and when he looks at his face, all that can be seen is an expression of astonishment and at the same time horror. Issei. No. This can't be. He saw his original face, but instead of getting excited he just looked scared. The reason? Simple, if his original body came back that only meant one thing. Issei. My powers. Gone. Not this. Without my powers I won't be able to protect my world and the girls. No, please, anything, but this. I don't want to go back to what I was. I don't want to go back to normal. I don't want to go back. He grabbed his head in total despair. The Saiyan, upon seeing the brunette's confused reactions, decides to approach him. Goku. Hey boy, are you okay? He said. He was putting a hand on the chestnut's arm. Seeing Goku again, he decides to put aside his problem for the moment to focus on the current situation. Issei. Why yes, I am, thank you very much. So and Goku, it is a pleasure for me to meet you in person, my name is Hyoudou Issei, I feel very honored to see you with my own eyes. The brunette knelt while he lowered his head as a sign of respect, taking one out of the Saiyan. Goku? Come on you don't need to do that, you can get up, and the pleasure is also mine he said, laughing nervously. Issei. Understood he said, getting up, showing a big smile, but Goku, can I ask something? Where are we? And why are you here? Goku? Well it's simple, you see, first of all we are in your subconscious he said calmly. Issei. My subconscious. I see, but why does the surrounding area of my subconscious look like the Paz mountain where you lived? He asked looking around. Goku? I don't know, maybe it is due to my presence and my power that must have altered the appearance of your mental space, I hope the place doesn't bother you. Issei. Not at all, it is a beautiful place where you lived, the tranquility of the forest is great, I greatly respect your way of living Goku he said with stars in his eyes. Goku? I see, I'm glad to know he smiled at the brunette's sincerity, and as for the second question, I've been inside you since you put on that thing that created the Bulma of my world, but now I'm just a soul since, as you saw in my memories, it ceased to exist a long time ago he. Issei. Oh I understand but why are you here? If you no longer exist, shouldn't you be in the other world? This one was confused. Goku? Well, honestly, I was in the other world, but more precisely I was in a place known as the World of Dragons, in that place lived the dragons Shenlong, Purunga, the Shenlong of the Black Star Spheres, and the evil dragons they weren't really bad, they just had been possessed by the negative energy of the Dragon Balls. I guess you must know those dragons from seeing my memories, right? The brunette nods animatedly well, one day while I was training, Shenlong told me what Bulma did on Earth, so that caught my attention, so I asked him to transfer my soul to the device that Bulma made. Now I was interested in knowing who would be the chosen one of my powers, Shenlong accepted, and so I am right now with you he said, giving a big sigh at the explanation. The brunette had no idea how to react, he was completely shocked by what he heard, but he pulls himself together. Issei. I understand, I hope I have fulfilled your expectations by using your powers Goku he said bowing his head in reverence. The Saiyan just puts a hand on the chestnut's shoulder, calling his attention. Goku? I have seen your memories Issei, and you have really known how to value yourself despite the adversities. I am very sorry for the death of your parents, the brunette lowers his head sadly, even so you did not give up, you kept going no matter what, that is admirable, and in the very short time that you have been using my body and power, you have known how to use it responsibly and never aroused negative desires for world domination or supremacy, which brings me to this question. Why not dominate this world when you can do it with ease? No one could oppose you with my power in your hands, the Saiyan had a very serious look. The brunette just puts on a serious look while he gave a sigh. Issei. In my sincere opinion. Power should not be used that way, true strength is used to protect the world you love and love. As well as to protect the people who are important to you, that is what I believe, and as long as I have something to take care of and protect, I do not need more, I do not need luxuries, I do not need prestige or fame for possessing great power. No, I need to become a legend because of my power, the positive opinion, and the happy smiles of the people I love and protect are enough for me, I don't need more to be happy, the chestnut-haired man said with total sincerity, while giving a big smile. The great silence can be seen in the place until it is cut. Goku? I see, you really are a good person as well as honest Issei, I can feel it, and that makes me happy, you are really worthy of using my power. Issei. No, I'm not. A few tears begin to come out of the brunette's eyes. I'm not. Sniff, look at me carefully. I'm just or was a normal boy. Sniff, I was just an ordinary high school boy until the day I was reborn as a demon. Sniff, the reality is that without Drag, I wouldn't have had anything special, and I would be someone else from the crowd besides Sniff. I'm a boy who only caused shame. Sniff, I was just a pervert who only spied on women and thought about depravities every minute hour every day. Sniff, how can someone normal and depraved with nothing special like me get something this great from someone as amazing as you? I am not worthy of your power, much less of carrying your face, Goku. I am not worthy, he screams, feeling ashamed and disgusted with himself. Goku only remained serious, looking at the brunette who tried to dry his tears, but they came out again, while he lowered his head in total shame. He only approached the boy and placed a hand on his head, making the brunette look up alone. To see the Saiyan smiling at him. Goku? Come on, don't put yourself down like that, Issei, you know. If one puts their willpower they can achieve anything in this world. I have seen you, Issei. I have seen that when you awaken part of my power you only trained to save that girl from that forced marriage. I said this referring to Rias until you came to a bigger reflection and decided to use my power to keep this world safe. In addition to those who are important to you, you have a good heart, Issei, and let me tell you something. People like that are the ones that are needed in this world, and listen to me. And listen to me carefully, Issei, because of your way of being and your decisions, you are someone very special, you are someone totally worthy of my strength and abilities, never forget that. The brunette, upon hearing that, would only hug the Saiyan while he cried harder at the words spoken by the one he admired the most. Goku only smiled while patting him on the back to calm him down like a father calms his own son, so both of them stayed for a while. Good time. While outside, Goku, still in his SSJ blue state, was floating above a totally unconscious Issei. The deities and Vegeta remained serious watching the unconscious Red Saiyan, but the girls were in total despair. Rias. Please get us out of this barrier, son. Goku already won. We must check my Issei's status. Please let us go see it. Disable this barrier. This one was on the verge of tears. The Keno. Lord gods, please bowing, let us go see Issei. If we leave it like this, the worst will happen. If he dies, The blonde and the dragon queen were about to talk but are cut off by the angel. Whis. Calm down, ladies, young Hyoudou is fine, he's just unconscious, but you can be sure that he will be fine. He said this by seeing something through his staff, but what? He had never seen anything like this. That's why young Hyoudou he hasn't woken up yet. That Goku is very kind with his words to encourage young Hyoudou, and he also seems smarter than the Goku we have. Fufu. That's right, Whis was watching with his staff the conversation that Issei was having with Goku GT. He had been surprised that the Red Emperor Saiyan did not wake up, since the blow that Goku gave him was not as powerful as you might say, which is why with his staff, he goes inside Issei to see what was happening, thus finding the angel in his subconscious, a brown boy who apparently was the young Issei who was talking to who would be a Goku from another timeline who was in his inside. He was sure that Goku was the one who gave young Hyoudou the powers of the Saiyans. The girls decided to try to calm down, while they saw their man still unconscious. Beerus. Whis, is this real? He asked in amazement, since he was also watching Issei's talk and Goku alternated with Whis' staff. Whis. Indeed, Mr. Beerus, this is happening now inside young Hyoudou. The best thing now is not to forcibly wake up young Hyoudou and let him continue his conversation with that Goku, he said wisely. Beerus. Very good, let's continue watching. That talk sounds interesting, he said without taking his eyes off the angel's staff. Vegeta did not realize this since he was a little far away from the others, seeing the Saiyan Securite still unconscious. Well, Goku SSJB. What's happening? Ever since he fell unconscious, his Kai has been feeling different, like he's becoming distorted. What's happening? The best thing would be to wait until he wakes up on his account. If I wake him up with those energy problems, it would be dangerous for him. Yes, that's what I'll do. I'll wait until he wakes up. A singular gauntlet manifests on the left arm of the unconscious Saiyan. Greg. Partner, are you there? Wake up, please, because I cannot. I can't enter your subconscious. This has never happened to me, why can't I enter? Partner, wake up, you can't stay like this. And so the dragon whales continued futilely trying to wake up its bear, while futilely trying to enter his subconscious, which it could not no matter how hard it tried. Returning inside the chestnut tree subconscious, now we could see both of them talking calmly while they were in front of the lake looking at the horizon. Goku? Do you feel better? Issei. Yes, I'm better now, thank you. Goku, can I ask you a question? Goku. Sure, what do you need? Issei. I would like to know. Why do I have my normal appearance again? And why doesn't my friend Drake respond to my calls? He said it while looking at his hands nervously. Goku. That is because in all this time your soul has not yet taken my form. As long as I do not allow it, your soul will not take my form in its entirety. Given that you will not be able to control my body completely, he said it calmly, and with the other thing, I just wanted to talk to you about these matters. After all, I won't always be here. Issei. I understand, that's why even when I was training my body felt a little heavy. That's because my soul is in a body that isn't mine, right? Goku? That's right, but that's going to change, he said smiling. Issei. What do you mean? This one was confused. Goku? I have little time left, I won't be able to stay here any longer. Before I got in here, Shenlong told me that once I meet the bearer of my power, that is, you, I would only have 30 minutes to talk to you. After that I would be transported back to my dimension to return to the other world. Issei. Will you leave? He was incredulous. Couldn't you stay? Goku? That's not possible, Issei, because this is not my world. Also Vegeta must be furious because he must be waiting for me in the other world to have a rematch, and he can't find me anywhere. Hahaha. Issei. What? In the other world? Wait. Goku. How long have you been locked up here? Goku? I've been here for more than 100 years, you must already know what happened with my friends in all that time, right? Issei. Why yes. I'm sorry, he bowed his head sadly. Goku? Nothing happens, although while we talk time passes. Look. The brunette was surprised to see that Goku's body was beginning to look transparent. Issei. Go Goku, what's wrong with you? Goku. My time is running out. Listen, Issei, the moment you leave your body, your soul will begin to change shape, taking on my appearance. That way you will be able to control my body in its entirety. Do you understand? It's time. Issei. Wait. Goku. What's happening? Issei. If that happens. What will happen to you? He said this worried. Goku? It's obvious, I will be transported back to my dimension. To finally meet my friends and family in the other world. He looked at the sky. Issei. But, Goku? What's happening? Some tears begin to come out of the Security's face. Issei. I have wanted to meet you in person, you are an incredible person, but it is very little time. There are so many things I want to ask you. So many things I want to know about you. So much I want to learn from you. The Saiyan only puts a hand on the chestnut's shoulder, causing him to look up. Goku? Don't worry, the way you make your decisions you do very well, you don't need to learn anything from me, besides, I'm running out of time. He seemed calm. Issei. But, Goku? Now you have a responsibility, right? Which is it? Issei. Sniff, protect my world. And the people I love, sniff and preserve the peace. The tears did not stop coming out of the chestnut tree. Goku? Exactly, hey, your parents would be proud to see what you have become, even if your body changes, you are still what they would have wanted you to be. A good man, someone good. Issei. Why yes, sniff, thank you. Goku? It's time, besides, you have a fight to finish, right? He said this with a slight laugh. Issei. Have you been watching my first fight? He asked in shock. Goku? Sure, and I've seen that you have a bit of a hard time right now. Issei. Yes. Something like that. What do you think of that other Goku? He asked this somewhat anxiously. Goku? Well. I think something interesting, so to speak, especially because of that strange shape with blue hair. He said this analytically, but I am sure of one thing, and that is that I will never be able to achieve that shape that other me has. I'm sorry, but I'm just honest. This one had a serious look when remembering the shape SSJ blue. What did he see from his canon selfie? Those words left the brunette in absolute shock, but he preferred not to continue with the matter, and at that point they both saw how Goku's body dissolved into very luminous particles of light. The Saiyan only smiled while the brunette, who already knew what would happen, turned away. I was preparing for the end. Goku? Well. I think it's time to say goodbye. It's been good meeting you, Issei. This begins to float towards the heights. Issei. Wait please. Goku? Remember, now you have a new family to protect. You will achieve a greater evolution than me, plus you have a world to take care of and ensure there is peace. Do not forget. Issei. Why yes, I'll do that. I promise not to disappoint you. Goku? I know you won't, and remember, more than anything, be happy. This one started to disappear. Issei. Crying. Why yes, I will be. And without further ado, Goku would disappear in very luminous particles of light, implying that he had returned to his dimension to finally reunite with his family and friends in the other world. Only the brunette was left, who looked at the sky where the Saiyan warrior had left. Issei. Goodbye. At that, Issei's body began to emit a very luminous glow. When the glow stopped, only a new figure was seen. Issei. I promise to never disappoint you. Thank you for everything, Son Goku. Issei's soul had acquired the form of Son Goku. Now he had all the Saiyan power in his hands. Now, officially he was a Saiyan. The most powerful Security of the story begins to disappear from the place to return to the outside. Once outside, he begins to slowly open his eyes, while little by little he came to his senses. Standing, Beerus and Whis, who saw all their talk, only remained silent out of respect for the departure of the alternate Goku. They both recognized him. He was much more honorable than the Goku they knew. The girls were very happy to see his beloved alive and once again standing. Dreg. Partner, how good you woke up. What happened? I tried to make contact with you mentally, but I couldn't enter. What happened? Issei. Hello Dreg. He only showed a weak smile. Goku SSJB. Vala, you finally woke up, he said with a smile and still transformed. Issei. Dreg. Prepare all the power you have to heal me. He had a darkened look. The dragon did not understand that request much, but he trusted his carrier, so without saying more, several boosts starting the energy meeting. Issei. Goku, I won't let you down, he said it in a very low whisper. He raised his hand, creating a golden sword of Kai, and without further ado. Fash. Issei. Spitting blood. Dreg. Do it now, Gwa, he said it while he buried the Kai sword that was well stuck in his abdomen. The girls were horrified to see that, while Goku and Vegeta were in absolute shock to see that reaction in the Saiyan in red, and Beerus and Whis only remained serious. Rias Gremory. Issei. But what are you doing? They demanded these with fear and horror when they saw the action of their loved one. Erica and even the Dragon Queen were so shocked when they saw this that they fainted. Dreg. Partner, is it? Issei. Yes, but this is the last one. After that I won't be able to get more, and I will have to get stronger through training. This will be the last Senkai. Issei brutally pulled the sword out of his abdomen, showing a small hole gushing blood. The conscious girls showed horror on their faces, but remained strong so as not to faint, while Goku and Vegeta did not remove their faces of astonishment. Dreg. Boost. The hole that Issei had began to be surrounded by a small green aura, while the wound closed little by little until it closed completely. The Security gave a sigh of relief. Relief for feeling cured, but at that. Issei. What? Demo he falls to his knees on the ground while he clutches his head in pain. What is this? It is very different from all the previous ones. I feel a very different energy emerging in me. I feel like my body is burning and it is very painful. Is it because I was hurt by a divine power? It hurts here. Here it comes. The Saiyan, unable to bear it anymore, gives a heart-rending scream while expelling a colossal energy. It was clear that the Saiyan, upon being cured, awakened a new Senkai. But this was very distinct to others. Goku SSB. No. It can't be. I said. Vegeta. No, it is impossible. This one was totally baffled. Whis. Mr. Beerus said with slight laughter. Bills. Hahaha, this brings back memories. Rias and Akeno covered their faces from the immense light and just wondered what would happen next. Rias. Akeno, what do you think will happen now? Will Issei return to Super Saiyan 4? He asked with his face covered and almost shouting, since in addition to the immense light, there was also a lot of noise due to the energy column. Akeno. I don't know Rias, but I hope so. Hidisha has his face equally covered. Beerus. None of that, he said without taking his eyes off the battlefield. Rias. So what is it? Could you explain it to us? Bills. Look closely, girls, because now you will see something more amazing than that wild form that the boy showed recently. I will only tell you that the boy will go to a completely higher level. The girls were amazed by the words of the destroyer god, which is why they saw with effort the great wave of energy that the Saiyan expelled while in the fight. Goku SSJB. Yes, there is no doubt that's it. He was smiling while he waited for the process to finish. Vegeta. TCH curse, he said looking away. This brat also likes to show off like Kakarot. While inside the energy pillar, Issei screamed uncontrollably as he continued to expel power. Issei. I can't, it's too much for me. This strange energy is burning me inside and out. I cannot take it anymore. He was about to give in, but some encouraging words came to his mind. Goku. Remember, now you have a new family to protect. You will achieve a greater evolution than me, plus you have a world to take care of and ensure there is peace. Do not forget and remember, more than anything, be happy. Issei. No, I am not going to give up. I will exceed my limits no matter what it costs me. I will be stronger. I will protect what I love. Never I'm leaving to give up. Despite the unbearable pain, his energy continues to increase, which little by little began to assimilate to the Saiyan. Thus Issei disappears in a great glow. After a few moments, everything returns to normal. Goku only remained smiling while he saw a new figure in front of him. Goku SSJB. I knew it. This will be more exciting. Vegeta. TCH. Given that the large pillar of fire was in front of Goku until it began to take shape, revealing a new being. Issei. Okay. Time for round 2, he said with a serious look. Well, my faithful, this is the end of the chapter. I hope you liked it. In the next chapter we will see the light of power. Before I leave, I want to leave you with my new story that I have published, which already has 3 chapters. The Fan in Fairy Tale A New Life. Chapter 14, The Light of Power. Hello, what are my faithful doing? Without further ado, wait for the chapter here. Enjoy. After a few seconds after appearing again, Issei reacts and is totally shocked, looking at his hands, realizing that he was surrounded by a large layer of fire. Issei. But what happened? He looked at an aura that he gave off and that he had never seen. But what? My hair, why is my hair red? He looked at the strands of his hair and his new aura with total surprise. Impossible, I can't feel my Kai. But why? What kind of power is this? Goku? That is called Super Saiyan God Phase, the Saiyan would say, smiling and still transformed into blue. Issei. God Phase. I am a god. He did not believe what he had heard. Goku. That's right, well, you are a god as long as you are transformed, I would say. He is smiling. Greg. Partner is incredible, but how? How did you transform into a god? The dragon was also shocked. Issei still didn't get out of his shock. That's when he remembers what happened a few moments ago. Issei. Maybe. It's just my guess, but maybe being hit by a divine power made my power. He will cross the walls completely, awakening a divine power. Receive damage from a divine power. Achieve a final Senkai of divine power. He gave his opinion to the dragon, still confused by his situation. Then he takes a breath, deciding to completely ignore the situation for now. Issei. What difference does it make? Now I have a new power and I will make the most of it while he can. Well, with the girls. Akeno. Ara, but what happened to Issei-kun? She had no words for what she saw. The black-haired woman marveled at the new form of her beloved Saiyan. Akeno. Rias, what do you think about it? Rias, are you listening to me? She is confused and looks at her redeemed friend and Rias. It's the same as mine. Her hair is the same as mine. He looks more handsome like this. She looked in wonder and blushed at the new shape that her lover got. Well, with the deities. Rias. I knew it, he said smiling. Whis. Now things will be more interesting. Ho, he said it laughing elegantly. Vegeta. TCH. Good heavens, given that, he said without giving much importance to the matter. Back with the Saiyans. Issei. Hey, give me a moment, I'll be right back. Issei put 2 fingers on his forehead, disappearing from the place. He appears before the girls and the deities. Issei. Hello girls, how are you? He said, the Saiyan god, laughing. The Saiyan approaches Rias. Issei. Hello Rias, look, now we look a lot alike. What do you think? He said with his hand behind his neck. Rias. You look very good, Issei. That color looks very pretty on you, you are very handsome. Destiny made us a couple for a reason. She looked very blushing at the new form of her lover. She is there, she can't stand it, and hugs the Saiyan, while she gave him a kiss while she caressed her red hair. After a few seconds they separate. Rias. But Issei, what happened to you? She asked. She is grabbing a lock of the Saiyan deity's red hair. Gokú. Well, according to. But he doesn't finish speaking because he is interrupted by a hug and a kiss on the lips, courtesy of the black-haired Himejima. The Keno. Ara, don't ignore me, Issei-kun, I also want hugs and kisses. She said she is also caressing the hair of her new god. Issei. God, she is so beautiful. Maybe I am not the strongest Saiyan in the universe. For now. But I am the strongest Saiyan lucky person in the entire universe. I'm sorry Akeno, it wasn't my intention, he said, about to kiss her on the forehead, but the black-haired girl moves on purpose, receiving the kiss on the lips. Akeno. Fufu, thank you, she said, touching her lips. Issei. You're welcome. And then the two girls who were unconscious wake up. Erika. Oh, rubbing head, what happened? She looks at the Saiyan with her new appearance. Issei. What happened? Why do you have red hair? Although she looks at it carefully, she suits you. She gives her Saiyan a kiss which she gladly accepts, but I prefer you more as a Super Saiyan than as a talking tomato, she said, looking at a certain person. Rias. Damn oxygenated blonde. She is looking angrily at the girl. Issei. Hey, calm down, okay? It's not good to fight, he said, looking with fear at his girlfriends. Rias. Erika. Okay honey, they both said, smiling at him. Issei had won when he saw the sudden change of his girlfriends, while Akeno laughed. Ignia. Darling, let me tell you, you look great like this, I love it. She would give the Saiyan a kiss while she caressed her hair. After a while they separate. Issei. Thank you, he said, smiling, making her dragon blush. She simply couldn't adapt to that cute smile. Ignia. You're welcome darling, but as Rias said, what happened to you? Issei. Oh yes, well Rias, in answer to your question, according to what Goku told me, I am now a God phase Super Saiyan. The girls opened their eyes wide when they heard that. God. You are God. The four exclaimed in shock and without believing it. Issei. Well yes, but according to what Goku told me, I'm only a god while I'm transformed. Well, I've already lost a lot of time, if you'll excuse me, I must return to the battle, he said, be ready to leave. But first he is grabbed by the arm by the Rias. Rias. Be very careful Issei please, she said, as looking into the eyes of the Saiyan. Issei. I'll have it, don't worry, she said, giving his Rias a kiss on the forehead. And without further ado he disappears with his teleportation, thus he reappears in front of Goku. Issei. Sorry for the wait, we can continue with our fight. Goku. It's okay, I hope you're ready, because now I'm going to be a little more serious. Issei. I couldn't wish it any other way, he said in combat position. So both prepare to continue their fight. Issei. I'll start. Issei takes out the game aura from him and flies towards Goku, but what? No Issei did not expect that his speed would now be absurdly faster, so he passes by Goku and crashes into a rocky hill. Goku. Turning around I know, I also went through the same thing when I fought Mr. Beerus for the first time, SSJ Blue laughed, remembering the past. That's when you see a lot of smoke on the hill, but when it dissipates you see an Issei embedded in the rocks, but he expels some of his new power to get out, but just by expelling a little, the entire hill flew into pieces. Issei. No shit, this is the power of a god. This shocked man looked at his hands. This is incredibly Greg. Partner, you need to calm down, okay? Besides, you have to assimilate all this new power, otherwise you will make mistakes like now. The dragon was serious with his words. Issei. You're right Drag, I need to stay calm. At that Issei floats until he is in front of Goku and closes his eyes while taking out the fire aura from him. Goku remained peaceful watching him. Goku. He is meditating, but for what? The Saiyan just looked at him. After a few moments Issei opens his eyes and expels a strong current of air that manages to push Goku a few meters. Issei. I'm ready. This expelled the fire aura from him. Goku? What? But how? He covered his face due to the glare. The Red Emperor Saiyan then disappears from Goku's side and Goku? Wow. He draws blood from his mouth and slowly looks down to see a fist wrapped in flames embedded deep in his abdomen. Goku? But how? Issei. And it's not over yet. Issei, taking advantage of his new speed, begins to deliver some good blows at full speed to different parts of the earth-raised Saiyan's body. He could only put his arms in X to protect himself, but it was useless. Issei. He continued hitting Goku at great speed and everywhere. At that point he gives Goku a big kick that sends him crashing into some rocks, creating a large screen of smoke. Issei. Fire that was exhausting. He was wiping his forehead. So this is the power of a god. It's incredible. It's fascinating. I have never felt so good. Being a god feels incredible. This excited man looked at his hands. Well, with the others. Vegeta. What? This is absurd. That brat who barely got the Saiyan power is beating up Kakarot. Beerus. This is a surprise. That child assimilated the power of a god very well. He watched the fight with interest. Whis. It was to be expected. That young man has the body of a Goku from much later in the future. It is clear that he has more experience than the Goku we know. The angel smiled as he watched the fight. Rias. You can do it. Issei the Redeed encouraged his beloved. Bekeno. Issei-kun, you can do it. Erika Ignia. Come on darling, we love you, they shouted in unison very happily. Beerus. Don't get so excited girl, said the Egyptian cat without taking his eyes off the fight. All the women looked at him. Bekeno. Ara, what does Mr. Beerus mean? This one was confused. Whis. It's only a matter of time before things change again. He was looking at the fight now seriously. Ignia. Excuse me but could you explain? He asked this in a soft tone to the deities. Vegeta. What the gods are referring to is that it is a matter of time for that brat to be humiliated again. The Super Saiyan god will soon lose, he said, crossing his arms watching the fight. 5. How? They were dismayed. Whis. You see, ladies, the Super Saiyan god phase is a transformation that transforms its Saiyan user into a deity. That is a fact. However, that form that young Hyoudou possesses is inferior to Goku's Super Saiyan Blue. The reason why he was able to hit Goku is because Goku has only recently awakened that new form and is not yet accustomed to that power. That is the reason why the young Hyoudou gained an advantage. However, it is only a matter of time before the young Hyoudou loses the god phase. It is only a temporary transformation. The only way to obtain the Super Saiyan god form completely is to dominate completely the divine Kai, which can only be done if it is trained by a deity. Do you understand, ladies? After hearing the reason, the girls were now on high nerves, and the worst thing is that her lover did not know about this news. Ignia. Issei, do not waste time, end this fight now, I scream, she is desperate. Unfortunately the Saiyan was not listening to her since they were very far from his position. Returning to the fight, a Goku was seen on the ground. Goku. Gosh, that really hurt, he said. Getting up, you impressed me. What you did was admirable. I must confess that when I achieved that form for the first time, it took me a lot to master it. His skills, he had a bitter smile on his face. You're lucky. Issei. I don't believe in that. I earned my luck. Goku, he said seriously. Goku. I see. However, it's just a matter of time, he said seriously. Issei. Did you say something? Goku. Nothing. Let's continue with our fight. Issei. Okay. They both take out their auras, then they both disappear from the place, and they only heard each other submerged everywhere. Vegeta, Beerus and Whis followed them with their eyes easily, while the girls looked again at the sphere that Whis created for them. Issei's fight with Goku was projected at a slow speed so that the woman could see the battle and be surprised by the clash of their powers. Bekeno. Ara, it is an unprecedented battle, but Issei-kun is now also a god. Let's hope he wins. Erika. Of course he'll win, my beloved is very strong, she said this with confidence, to which everyone nodded. Returning to the fight, Issei and Goku hit each other at an incredible speed. However, Issei had the advantage, since the god phase concentrated more on speed. Taking advantage of the situation, he gave very fast blows to the Saiyan, and Goku barely he managed to dodge and hit him. But yes, the strength of Goku's blows were superior, making Issei wince every time Goku managed to hit him. In short, each one had its advantage and disadvantage at the same time. Issei. Goku. The blows of each one generated strong waves of shocks that destroyed rocky hills, making a great spectacle of how they collapsed into pieces. Both Saiyans suddenly disappeared again and appeared from one place to another, thus disappearing again, creating sinkholes everywhere. They continued like this for many minutes. After a long time, due to carelessness, in the middle of the plunges, Goku shoots towards the ground while Issei appeared flying behind him. Son Goku's air had supremacy in speed. Goku. Why are you plumping? Issei. Take this. He launches a powerful Kamehameha towards Goku. The Saiyan raised on Earth fails to react in time, thus he crashes on the ground while fully receiving the Security's attack, creating an immense explosion, followed by infernal waves of wind. Issei. More phenomenal, I scream, excited by the fight. Issei's red hair started to flash from red to black for a few seconds, but it stays red again. Goku. Don't get distracted. Goku appeared in front of Issei, who did not react in time, receiving a strong blow from Goku to the entire jaw. Issei. Wow, damn, he made moans of pain. Issei. What? But how? My Kamehameha hit you squarely. You had no escape. He was shocked to see Goku in front of him. Goku. That's how it was. I couldn't escape. I received that Kamehameha. He said this seriously. Issei. Then how? This one finally reacts. I see. You used, he said smiling. Goku. Teleportation. I finished the dialogue to his heir with a smile. At that point, both of them became serious again and flew towards each other at high speed, then hit each other followed by a kick, and finally they both grabbed each other's hands, starting to struggle vigorously, showing no desire to back down. Goku. KKKGH. Issei. KKKGH. Taking advantage of an opening, Goku gives the security a complete turn and then gives him a strong knee in the chest, causing Issei to scream in pain, followed by being sent flying to the ground by a kick from Goku, thus the fall creates a big smoke screen. Goku. Wait. His Kai. He feels Issei's Kai to give a sigh. It's over. When the dust cleared, the inevitable happened. Issei. That it hurt me. Issei had lost the Super Saiyan God phase transformation. Goku. He lost his divine form, besides he didn't realize it. The strange thing is that it lasted much less time than when I used it against Mr. Beerus, he thought calmly looking at the security. This is over. Issei. What are you talking about? I still feel at 100, he said in a fighting pose. Goku. Apparently you haven't noticed, right? He said laughing. Issei. What are you talking about? He said without understanding. Goku. The transformation of the Super Saiyan God phase. You just lost it, he said seriously. Issei. What did you say? He begins to see his hands and grab his hair, noticing that it became black again, which scared him. He no longer had the power of a god. His girls who saw what happened were scared when they saw that Issei lost the red color of his hair. And her fire aura disappeared. Everyone was with their hand on their heart for what could happen. Goku. You see boy, the God phase Super Saiyan is a form of temporary Super Saiyan. The only way to fully obtain the transformation is to be trained by deities, which Vegeta and I have the privilege. And in that, Goku transforms into Super Saiyan God. Issei. But what? He was shocked by what he saw. Goku. Just so you know, I and Vegeta are being trained by the gods, and thanks to that we were able to fully access the Kai of the gods, and I was able to retain my Super Saiyan God phase form. Also I'm sorry to tell you that, the God form is a state lower than the blue state I used, although the power you showed was good, it was worth staying still. Issei. What did you say? Is the state of God temporary? Wait a minute. Stay still. You mean you let yourself get hit by me on purpose all this time? He didn't believe what he heard. Goku. Although I must admit that sometimes I couldn't evade you, and some blows were a little effective in damaging me a little, I'm sorry, but it was better for you to know the truth. Goku returns to blue form. Goku. I'm sorry, but I have the advantage. Without saying more, Goku disappears and appears in front of Issei, leaving him in shock, but without any opportunity to react. He receives a kick from Goku in the entire abdomen, followed by a hook in the jaw that sends him to the sky. Goku appears in front of Issei in the air and begins to give him the beating of his life. The girls who saw this had tears in their eyes and cried when they saw their Issei being beaten in such a brutal way. Girls. Issei. They were crying profusely but they couldn't do anything. After a good beating, Issei is sent to the ground by a blow from Goku's meso. The security barely gets up, he was bleeding from many places and his vision was beginning to blur. Goku. In the air. I'm sorry but it's time to end this fight. He began to charge a Kamehameha even in his blue form. Issei, who could barely stand up, saw everything with absolute shame. Greg. Partner, what are we doing? Not even my boost will be enough to heal you. Well yes they could, but it takes a few minutes, and that's the least we have. The red dragon showed a desperate tone in his words. The bearer of him alone lowered his face with great humiliation. Issei. TCH, it was useless. This very low whisper, my first serious fight. I'll lose it. I'm ashamed. Sniff. Some tears began to fall down the Red Emperor Saiyan's face. He was resigning, but don't say nonsense Issei, you're still not showing all of yourself. The very animated voice was heard in the Saiyan's head. Upon hearing it he was extremely surprised to recognize it. Issei. That voice. Goku, is that you? Goku, where is he? He looked everywhere. Goku GT. I am in my dimension. I speak to you from the other world with the help of Shenlong. Issei. That's incredible. He said he was happy to listen to the person he admired the most once again. Goku. What's wrong? Did the blows I gave him affect him? He said without understanding when he saw the security talking to himself while he continued charging his attack. Goku GT. I know, but this will be the last time we talk. Listen Issei, don't give up. You haven't yet unleashed all the Saiyan power that is within you. You need to overcome the limits. Issei. Goku, let's be realistic, you should have seen the entire fight, and you should know that I just lost the Super Saiyan God phase form, plus I found out that that form is the blue state that Goku has, and I'm almost out of strength to fight. And in my first fight between Saiyans I will lose, let's accept it, I am no good for this, I am ashamed as a warrior. He began to shed some tears of helplessness. Goku GT. No, you're wrong. A warrior is not born overnight, it is made over time. You only have a short time to become a Saiyan. Issei, A great heart of unbreakable strength is within you, do not give up. I did not do so when I faced Frieza, or when I clashed powers with Cell, and I never lowered my head when I saw the superiority that Majin Buu had, I always got up. And I know that you can do it too, Issei show that you can exceed your limits, prove it. He sounded serious, but at the same time peaceful with his words. Issei was shocked by the words of his example to follow, and with regained confidence, he shows a smile. Issei. Goku is right, I will do that, I'll not give up, I will give my all. And I will win this fight, he said, showing Sun's smile. Goku. Kamehameha. He began to recite his most powerful technique. Issei saw Goku charge the Kamehameha, so he just. Issei. I'm not going to give up, I will win this fight, even if it costs me my own life, he said, returning to Super Saiyan 4. Goku. Do you plan to continue fighting? Well, it seems that he is stubborn, just like me. I like that he continued charging his attack. Goku GT. That's how Issei speaks. Look, because of your great courage, you are granted a wish from Shenlong, what do you think? He said, sounding happy. Issei. Really? Can I order whatever I want? He said he was impressed. Goku GT. Sure, but it can only be one wish. Issei. I understand, well in that case I want. So Issei made his wish. Goku GT. One last thing, Issei, since I'm already dead and time on Earth has passed, this is of no use to me, so I better give it to you, besides you've earned it. Issei. Thank you for fulfilling my wish, Goku, and with the other thing, what do you mean? He did not understand the GT Saiyan's words, but he got the answer from him when he saw a big light in front of him, and when he saw what it was, Issei and Goku, who saw everything, opened his eyes with great surprise. Issei. I am possible, but if they are. They are. Goku? What? This cannot be. But they are. Goku. Issei. The Dragon Balls both exclaimed in shock. The gods and Vegeta opened their eyes with great surprise, and the Red Saiyan girls, what to say, almost had their eye sockets out of place from seeing the most sacred object in Goku's dimension with their own eyes. Goku GT. That's right, Issei, well, as I told you, that power would be of no use to me in the other world, plus I never dared to see what kind of power it would give me, so it's better that you have them to see what will happen. Issei. Are you serious? For me? I don't know what to say. Super Saiyan 4 was speechless. Goku GT. Well, don't say anything and accept them, it's your gift from me, in addition to the wish that was granted to you. The Saiyan seemed calm. Goku? What does this mean? Why are the Dragon Balls in this world? He stopped his Kamehameha and looked at the situation in amazement. Issei. I understand. If that is his will, then I will take them with honor, thank you, Goku, said the Security happily. Goku GT. It's okay, look, Issei, the time to communicate with you is running out, so it's time to cut it off, but don't worry, I'll continue watching your fight from the other world, so that's it, as I told you before, good luck with your life, and be happy. Bye bye. Issei. I will be, thanks, Goku, and goodbye. He said goodbye with great joy. Goku? Why did he mention me? If I'm still here. This is very confusing. Super Saiyan 4 looked at Goku seriously. Issei. If you think I'm going to give up because I lose the power of the gods, you're very wrong, get ready, Goku. At that, the 7 Dragon Balls are positioned around Issei, which confused him, but he didn't say anything. Issei. Dragon Balls, I don't know what will happen now, but what happens from now on, what has to happen, I know I'm not worthy, but as time goes by I will prove to be, but this time. Give me your power, its radiance and your warmth to protect this world, and those I love I want to protect tomorrow and show everyone. The bright light of the future. The dragon spheres begin to shine, and then they enter different parts of the Super Saiyan 4's body, but the most important of all, the 4-star sphere, enters the most important place in the body, in Issei's heart. Goku, who saw everything, was shocked to see that the spheres merged with a level 4 Saiyan. The gods and Vegeta were very surprised by what was happening, and the girls had no words to describe how they felt when they saw such a majestic event. Goku. The Dragon Balls are fusing with him, but why? At that point he hears his opponent saying something. Issei. How warm. I feel a pleasant sensation despite the situation. It is very warm, in addition, I feel how my body regains strength, I can feel it, I feel like the divine power returns to me. A mysterious red aura begins to come out of Super Saiyan 4's body, while his power began to stop being normal. Beerus. Whis, can you feel it? This one was very serious. Whis. That's right, Mr. Beerus, this is an incredible event. Jojo, he laughed while seeing the Saiyan in red. Rias. Excuse me, but can you tell us what is happening? She was very confused while seeing her Issei with that red aura. Whis. Well, ladies, what I can deduce. Is that young Hyoudou is suffering from a kind of mutation, he said, smiling without taking his eyes off Issei. Girls. Mutation. These were very confused. Beerus. What Whis means is that Super Saiyan 4's Kai is becoming a divine Kai. When the girls hear that, they are extremely surprised, and then everyone hears something. Issei. Hi. He screamed loudly into the air, creating an immense red glow that mowed down everyone except the gods, who saw clearly. Goku? But what's happening? He covered his eyes due to the glare. And after a few moments everything returns to normal, and after everyone looks ahead, they are left speechless. Issei. Thank you. Thank you Dragon Balls. Goku. The Kai of that transformation became divine, and not only that, now he is at the level of my blue form. That is awesome. Vegeta. No, but what? What the hell? What the hell did he do? Both Saiyans were stupefied by the new evolution of the Security. Issei. Looking at Goku, what are you going to do now? I have evolved Saiyan power beyond mortal limits, taking them to divine levels. He cracked his fists like a badass. I think it's time to end this and prepare for the final battle. He smiles wildly. I can't stand to see your presence for another minute. And since I am the only one to get this new evolutionary form. I will call it Super Saiyan 4. Limit Breaker. He expelled a powerful crimson red aura as he looked very sharply at Goku, preparing for the last round. The moment had arrived. To give everything in the fight. Well, my faithful ones, so far this chapter, I hope you liked it. The battle between Saiyans will come to an end in the next chapter. The climax of the fight had arrived, and in the next chapter we will see Issei's awakening. The battle is over. Don't miss it. Without further ado, see you next time. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want the next part. Also check out my other video that has been shown and left. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and share this video. And have a fantastic day. Bye.